Welcome to Breaking Crypto News. SHIB Army, we march on. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy. Through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. Sun Tzu, Art of War. As we start the news about Shiba Inu, please don't forget to now subscribe to get the next Shiba Inu news. Also, if you think it is of interest to your community, please share this video with your friends. 1 year ago today we released Shibaswap after months of FUD that we weren't even developing a thing. LOL. Proving the fudders completely wrong, we pushed our way as a token into the top 15 of all tokens in less than a year since. Now, what we didn't expect was a complete economic downturn globally, shortages in various aspects of normal life, and supply chain issues that are exacerbating the financial crunch absolutely everyone is feeling right now. I'm not going to play the blame game, but I will say that what is most important during this time is what you do to protect your mental and spiritual sanity, digital and physical assets, and family/community for the unusual times ahead. If you want to hear more about the predetermined agendas, or need to hear real stories, simply look on any controlled centralized platform to see the super FUD and issues that seem to be orchestrated at a high level. Moreover, I'll try not to be too esoteric here, but you can bet a SHIB or two that the wealthiest in the world are using this time to their advantage, i.e. Gates buying a ton of farmland while the WEF pushes to lower nitrogen in farms for the Dutch. I digress before I get suicided. Anyways, the real question is, what do we plan to do about it? Simple. Finish Ryoshi's plan strongly. Why? Because the plan laid out by Ryoshi, our founder, is a strong one that will outlast most issues as it is rooted in true ethical prospects of giving power to people and doing so with decentralized technologies and IRL projects. Let's look at the progress. Shibarium, our L2 blockchain. Shibarium is a key component in this uncanny war we find ourselves in, as it will allow us to move assets on-chain with minor bone, gas, fees empowering microtransactions. Our friends at XFund gave a great update recently on the progress of Shibarium, and we have brought on a host of new developers that we've met over the last year to help us with the UX/UI and redesign of our web portals to complement this project. As of now, everything is still on track, and we are moving as fast as we can to complete this core component to our ecosystem. XFund and SHIB developers have yet to determine a date for the public beta. Read the update here. Sure. Our stable coin. Needless to say, Sure is a concern after watching other stable tokens collapse and billions in dollars get wiped off the market completely. Proof WOOF. So as for Sure, we've seen independent development from a group of developers in our decentralized network. They've submitted a version of Sure that seems to avoid the issues found in other moonshots, while allowing Sure to be used to counter and balance payments that need to be done without market fluctuations. This will be an experimental protocol, like everything decentralized that SHIB does, and a more detailed and complex set of information will be released about this token as it is finalized. Barring no insane issues, this should be released in 2022. Treat, our reward token. Yes, you are reading it correctly. Treat will launch as part of our ecosystem development. As found in our WOOF paper, Treat is a token that's been quietly in design as we didn't want to rush another token into the ecosystem, and its use case must be well defined and outlined. Recently, the community did a vote that reserved the allocation of bone for the production of validators and processes within Shibarium, leaving a question for the community: what will be available for rewards for everyone else? For this we have Treat. Treat will not only serve this purpose, but will derive rewards for the metaverse and the blockchain version of the Shiba collectible card game, as well as for helping to provide balance to Sure. This is a huge step in the final landing of this massive project to full decentralization. Treat will benefit our current SHIB ecosystem holders greatly. The tokenomics will not disappoint. Lastly, we have reserved a limited supply of Treat for our most loyal breed members that have stuck with us for months and months, helping develop confidence to protect and grow the ecosystem with patience, energy, and support. They have gone through a lot to help us, the development team, finish the criteria that will allow us to fulfill Ryoshi's mission. I also noticed the amount of extreme FUD they have to deal with on a daily basis, when they are just trying their best to help out and work to make sure everyone wins. This is unacceptable harassment to good people, so let's discuss. Extreme fudders, shadowcats. Over the past 6 months or so, our closest internal team, privy to our tactics, information, and secret aspects of our projects have left, sometimes on good terms and other times on bad terms. All of them I wish the best on their new projects, all except one. To fudders who dox team members and threaten them or their families, there are many things I would say, but more importantly I think you should ask yourself this: what is your goal? Is it to harm the project? To harm people who have done nothing but try to make SHIB the best it can be? Is it to push the price down so you can buy the dip? Whatever your intention, please understand that there are forces at work here larger than me or you, and that you should tread carefully when attacking people for literally no reason at all. And for those who respond about me being a bad person, like I said earlier, I am not perfect. I'm a normal guy doing my absolute best to steer this ship to port safely and with integrity amongst a sea of sharks. I've made mistakes and have spent too much time staring at Don Julio asking why fudders like you want to harm us, but ultimately, you must now look into your soul, just as I have looked into mine, to find who you truly are, because soon we will all be faced with the results of our actions. In-person meetups. That being said, most people we've encountered have been fantastic. We have the best community in the world, and now we have to remember one aspect of Ryoshi's plan that often gets forgotten, but can no longer be ignored. This is the concept of in-person meetups. Please note, and note well, I am not calling for protests. The Hegelian dialectic approach has already rattled, confused, and angered many nations worldwide. Instead, I'm calling for exactly what I said: meetups. Peaceful, purposeful, community-driven meetups. These small meetings will allow communities of like-minded SHIB Army members to begin talking and working amongst one another, in person, to plan for how best to deal with rising food costs, inflation, and community security. It won't solve all problems, like hiring for businesses, but it will help strengthen communities so that SHIB and decentralized-minded individuals come out the other side of this recession victorious. If you don't have any SHIB friends nearby, that's okay, still talk to your neighbors, make a plan, and work your plan. I call upon you #ShibArmy to lead this effort globally. When you encounter new friends, and ask who they are, remember that anyone who answers "I am Ryoshi" is, likely, a friend, someone who understands the importance of decentralization, and should be treated as such, until they prove otherwise. Powered by SHIB, the SHIB ecosystem, and Sherbarium, our invincible community will be able to build a strong decentralized force for peace over the coming months. This may take the form of new secure swap meets, farmers to table, or community-driven childcare, for upcoming teacher shortages. Do understand that some communities are already holding knowledge workshops on things like canning, self-defense and street smarts, and also life skills like hunting, fishing, hiking, etc. For our SHIB meetups, it could be as simple as checking up on the elderly in your community. Everyone's situation will be different, but in the real world, SHIB is the force, the only I can see honestly, to work this boots-on-the-ground effort. Asterisk winks at Souther Prepper 1 asterisk. That's the physical world. What about the digital space? Metaverse. Let me first apologize. I'm not sure how a date slipped into our MV post. The AAA studio is coming, but it took longer than we expected. Let me explain what happened without breaking any of the myriad #postmaloneyvoice of NDAs we are now under. Before the hiring of Marcy and Sherry to our team, we had a few bids for AAA studios and we were pretty sure either were a good fit. Marcy and Sherry bring a large amount of connections and expertise to the table, and we went back to the drawing board and began discussions with a few more studios to see what's the best method, technology, and team to build a truly incredible MV. Discussions with top-notch studios are still on the table, and I'm hoping to lock in another important hire early this week. So yes, slower than I would have liked, but still moving forward on all fronts. I'm hoping for announcements as soon as contracts get sorted. Also note, many other organizations are feeling the pinch. See messages from Zuck, the shutting down of our friends in some exchanges, and the downturn of basically everything. However, our team is still dedicated to building the best MV on the planet, and that hasn't, and will not, change. But our metaverse isn't the only thing in the digital space on the horizon. Our card game approaches. Shiba Woof. Shiba card game. The wild card in all this is the fantastic Shiba collectible card game. PlaySide and Shiba Games have been working hard to make the best collectible card game on the planet. It's literally amazing, and I was going to post information about it, but it deserves its own post, so stay tuned for card reveals and much more as we start testing and prepare to launch this amazing project. That's all for now. Sincerely, Shy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next Shiba Inu news. Please do not forget subscribe. Disclaimer: the information provided on this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, for informational purposes only. You should not treat any of the video's content as such. Please consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.